Hurley worked earlier this morning to grab onto the external facility so that they would be ready to lift it out of the shuttle's cargo bay once Copra had finished his work to get it prepared for that. And here's a good view of the space station's robotic arm carefully lifting the external exposed facility out of the shuttle's cargo bay. And it'll be handing that off to the Space Shuttle robotic arm. At the controls of the arm right now are mission specialist Koichi Wakata and pilot Doug Hurley. And inside Shuttle Endeavour at the controls of the shuttle robotic arm, ready to receive that exposed facility, are Commander Mark Polanski and mission specialist Julie Payette.
By sitting here looking at it, unless you guys have.
Thanks to the work done earlier by mission specialist Dave Wolf and flight engineer Tim Copra, you can see that the external exposed facility now on its way to be berthed to the port on the Kibo laboratory, where it will join the International Space Station. That piece of equipment weighs about 8,372 pounds. And we should be just a few minutes away from the handoff that the space station robotic arm will perform with the space shuttle robotic arm. Good view here of not only the space shuttle robotic arm moving into place for the handoff of the exposed facility, but you could also see there for a moment mission specialist, or excuse me, flight engineer Tim Copra moving out of view along the sill of the shuttle's cargo bay. View here of the exposed facility for the Japanese Kibo complex of the station, floating about 224 miles above the southern Pacific Ocean and just moving into the daylight portion of the space shuttle and space station's orbit around the Earth. That facility is going to act as kind of a porch for the Kibo complex, allowing science experiments to be left outside and exposed to the environment of space so that scientists on the ground can study the effects that that space environment has on the experiments. 3 experiments were brought up inside the shuttle's cargo bay aboard a logistics module that are going to be transferred using the Japanese robotic arm later in the mission. That will be the first time on flight day 9 that the Japanese robotic arm is used with actual loads on it. It's been up at the International Space Station since STS-124, but has only been tested so far and not actually used to move things. And here inside the Space Shuttle Flight Control Room, the robotics officer has confirmed that the Space Shuttle robotic arm has grappled onto the exposed facility. That means that both robotic arms now have a hold on it.
Looking good there, Tim.
Station robotic arm has now let go of the exposed facility, and the space shuttle robotic arm has hold. Meanwhile, mission specialist